Hi, this is Betty Plus Books, and today I'm going to do another Tarot Recommends Your TBR session. So I'll pull out 3 cards side by side, face down. You pick a card before I flip them over. The card that you get is your recommendation for a book you can read. Obviously, you can read any of these if they appeal to you, but that's kind of the idea behind the pick a card method of tarot reading. So I'll draw out 1, 2, and 3. And we'll flip the first one. So this is the Lovers reversed. So the Lovers actually is a fairly intuitive card to read. It is often about romantic love, and then reversed, it can be in reference to 2 people who should be close or who are in a romantic relationship, but that relationship is toxic or they're not aligning on some goals. So for this card, I'm going to recommend the book Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. In this book, a woman has been with her boyfriend for a long time. She wants to settle down and possibly get married, and he is very aloof about the idea and doesn't seem to be on the same page as she is with regards to marriage and commitment. So I really enjoyed this book. I read it several years ago and I still think about it from time to time. So I do recommend it, especially for people who have had that kind of like mismatched desires relationship before. The next card we'll flip will be the 2 of Wands. And so this is about a choice or decision a person has to make. Often it's in reference to, should I stay on the same path I'm on, or should I go and do something else? So for this card, I'm going to recommend the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle. This is a bibliography of how she decided to end her marriage to a man she'd been married to for a decade or more and had a few kids with, and decided to be with a woman. I thought this was a really interesting book about how a person can choose a path kind of based on what's expected of them and what like the storyline for what their life is supposed to be like is written out for them and the expectations on them, and how she grew to be more loving of herself and more accepting of her true desires and more loving and accepting of other people by taking more into account what she really wanted. And now we'll flip the third card, going to be the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is a card that really signifies wealth. Most of the Pentacles cards are, and this is about often having improved yourself and worked hard to achieve a goal. And so the book that I want to recommend for this is the book Sourdough by Sloan. In this book, there's a woman who works super hard. She works at like a tech startup in Silicon Valley, and she slowly starts adding more to her plate, or I guess fairly quickly starts adding more to her plate when she starts learning to bake sourdough bread. And she's just incredibly ambitious, and like through her hard work at her job and also her hard work on the side hobby, she really like evolves and changes her life in really interesting and unexpected ways. So I thought this was a really odd but fun book to read. I have some other books that I could recommend for this card that are just about handling your money, but I thought this would be more fun. So I definitely recommend that book, Sourdough by Sloan. So that's it for this Tarot Recommends TBR. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have some ideas on other books that these cards could be hinting at to indicate or that they relate to, please leave those down in the comments. I'd love to see other interpretations of these cards as books. So until next time, happy reading.